Hey everyone, how are you? The Proctor, the bongs, the flat, Otago University Proctor Dave Scott was issuing warnings about initiation ceremonies when he came across some bongs on a table in a student flat. He broke into and entered the Dunedin flat without permission, without anyone at home, and removed the bongs. The bongs, which were used for smoking marijuana, were worth $400. They were destroyed. Dave Scott is a former cop, so you would think he would know better. How would you like it if I broke into your house, entered, and took your stuff? Would you like it? People are calling for his head. People are calling for him to be sacked, to be given the boot. There was an online petition collecting signatures for his resignation, but I think that's been overturned. Dave Scott admitted and apologized for what he did. He said it was wrong and that it won't happen again. You gotta give it to Dave Scott. He had the guts to own up to his mistake, for his wrongdoing. He came out to the public, to the media, in front of the cameras. He could have apologized another way. Or he couldn't even sorry about that. Or he couldn't even have apologized. But he did apologize. He showed up in front of the cameras and said sorry. You gotta hand it to him for having the guts to own up. He strongly denies other accusations of breaking into other flats and taking their bongs. He strongly denies. There was a protest on Friday at Otago University. Students took part in a protest against Dave Scott. Some of the points outlined in the protest were that to not break in and enter into student flats without permission or anyone at home, not to take property from the flats, and to be treated as equals. There was a life-size homemade bong and signs which said, "Hey Proctor, don't take our bong. Leave our flats alone." Something along those lines, but pretty similar. They were among the protest. During the protest, Dave Scott addressed the students in the crowd to say sorry for what he did was wrong and that it won't happen again. He even supported the protest, supporting the students in the protest, the right to protest. The students booed Dave Scott during his speech, not accepting his apology and saying what he did was not good enough. Well, it wasn't. It wasn't good enough what Dave Scott did. Especially being a former cop. He should know better. He should know better. How would you like it if I broke into and entered your house, taking your stuff? Would you like it? What now for the students? What now for Dave Scott? Will he keep his job? It's not the first time that Dave Scott has hit headlines. He ordered a student magazine that featured a woman menstruating on the cover to be removed. Otago University backs and defends Dave Scott, even though they don't agree with what he did. But they still support him and back him. The Proctor, the bongs, the flat, the protest, subscribe to Kiwi. Just click the red subscribe button underneath this video. Take care. Cheers.